We're starting to see the effects of a presidential order put in place last month. Texas State University decided to put diversity training for employees on hold. Leaders want to figure out if those trainings align with the new orders.
KXAN's Tahera Rahman reports what's at stake for the university and how students are reacting.
How is this even possible?
That's what Tyriante Norman wondered after finding out Texas State University pressed pause on diversity trainings earlier this month.
It also made me think, what now? If we don't have that type of diversity type of training programs, then it's how are our students of color supposed to feel? How are we supposed to feel safe?
The halt comes after the president signed this in September, an executive order on combating race and sex stereotyping.
There's specific terminology and concepts that the order states that we are not to mention. Sometimes it's hard to relay those concepts without mentioning specific words like unconscious bias or privilege or power.
The university says student training and classroom curriculum are not affected by this order.
Why wouldn't fight for those values?
Cody DeSalvo is part of the LGBTQIA community.
I was disappointed that we appear to be the first sort of raising our hand to say that we're going to stop these programs.
The university says if training is found non-compliant with the new order, millions of dollars in financial aid would be at risk. But both DeSalvo and Norman hope Texas State will find a way to resume staff training.
I know they're in a rough spot, but I wish they would fight a little harder.
We already feel like we're not represented enough.
Tahera Rahman, KXAN News.
Texas State University says the university's general counsel is looking over training to decide if and when to restart them. UT Austin is not pausing any of its diversity trainings now. A spokesperson says that UT will review training materials before the executive order's section for contractors takes effect on November 21st to make sure they are in compliance.
The president's executive order bans several training concepts about race and sex stereotyping, including the following: that one race or sex is superior to another, that a person by virtue of his or her race is inherently racist, sexist, or oppressive, that a person's moral character is determined by his or her race or sex, or that a person by virtue of his or her race or sex bears responsibility for actions committed in the past by other members of the same race or sex. The president's executive order applies to federal contractors, federal agencies, federal grant recipients, and the military.